Chicken cutlets. Probably one of my favorite foods of all time. We're going to do them. Starting here, I buy the pre-thin sliced stuff. If you buy regular chicken breasts, you could slice them in half and hammer them. That's also very good. But you can't beat this for like ease. All-purpose flour, salt, pepper, and this is some cayenne pepper in here. And this is way too much flour, by the way. I'm just going to gently hide that cayenne pepper. 3 eggs beaten. Here's a pot of both 4C and plain panko. I combined them, and then I've added just Parmesan cheese to this because there's never enough Parmesan cheese. And here you see some melting lumps of Crisco, because Crisco is the best thing ever. All right? Oh my God! If you use oil, you could use peanut oil or vegetable oil or olive oil. You want them to be the best. Crisco it is. Now, while that's heating up and melting, and this looks like a lot, and it is, but I have a lot of Crisco, and I'm going to end up using it. I want to use it before the end. And I don't want to deep fry these chicken cutlets, but I definitely do want to get the oil. I want them to float on the oil a bit. So, we can start doing this. That was a mess. This is a bad system.
What's that, Tim and Eric awesome show? Great job. Spaghetti.
You get it in there. Shake it off. Yeah, be prepared to clean your kitchen. Gotta flour first. Then egg. Don't add anything to the egg. Don't thin the egg out with milk or anything. Now, if you get the right receptacle, you could do that. I have one dry hand, and it's going to be one wet hand for this operation. That's not hot enough to put it in yet, so I should have a plate. Oh God. Spilled a couple of things of egg, that's fine. Dry hand and wet hand. That's what you want. So wet hand can touch the cutlets. Put them in the flour. Dry hand does flour. Gentle. Like a Swedish lady. Oh, I just touched egg with my dry hand. Oh no! I'm concentrating too hard on that. Oh, look at the mess. Probably gonna have to add more egg now. Dry hand. Press. You always want to have a big, meaningful pot for the last bits. Let's see if I can get this right this time. Dry hand. Flour will go everywhere. If I had 3 of these pots, it would just be pots for everything. 420 blaze it. Pots for everything. Now back to wet. There we go. Dry. Try not to drip on the floor with wet hand. Don't drip in there either. You just have burning egg. You kind of want a lot to stick onto that, so don't shake it off. Ugh. Food is all about destruction of property. Just look at How To Basic. This food probably comes out amazing. Dredge. I like dredging. I like dredging in flour. Shake. I'm going to need another egg now. Now, I'm not going to put that temperature, that oil up a lot, because it always works out that it's just heating up, and then the second batch goes in and they burn. So I'm going to find a nice medium temperature to do all these. Of course, if you want to test the oil, you always just take a little water. That's not enough. Putting it up to 6. The stove is obviously retarded, so Don't judge my 6 to your 6, because this is like running on 440 triple phase. I can melt that pan. I can melt it. Turn it into anything I want. Atomic power. Hum like an idiot when you cook, by the way. Especially if you're videoing yourself. People love that shit. Dry hand. Wait, I switched hands! Crap. Alright, this system is flawed. My system is flawed. Here's what I'm going to do. Not stop the camera because I can't touch it. I'll just keep going then. Now that I've switched hands. And really, it doesn't matter if you switch hands or not. Just keep the method consistent. Everything's gone bad. It's all gone bad. I don't care if it all goes bad, as long as it ends up delicious. Let's just touch everything with every hand now. Let's just say screw it. If you're better than me, you'll be able to keep one hand just for the dry stuffs and one hand just for the wet works. It's also good to use a deep bowl like this with egg. This way, you know, the little bit of egg at the end isn't spread out that much. This hand feels drier. I'll use this one to toss around the breading. Yes, yes. I think we're ready. I think I could start putting things into the pan. And just like Alton Brown says, when you have your hands covered like that, that's like a glove. I could just stick my fingers in that oil. Yeah. Probably gonna get 3 in this pan. Oh, other way. That's nice. He's one a nice rolling sizzle. If you put it in there and it goes, that's bad. You've got it too high. We're not worried about cooking these fast. If they were thick cutlets, if they weren't thin sliced, I would say preheat the oven to like 200 degrees. And when you're done, when you think you've got them as browned as you'd like, throw them in the oven and finish them off. But these are thin sliced. These are going to get finished on the stove top. Don't have to wait. How many are left? 1, 4. Okay. So got plenty of flour this time. Not going to get 4 eggs out of the... I'm going to get 1 more egg out of this. So I'm going to throw a bunch of my egg onto the counter. Oh, I might be able to get it. Now I'm just going to get cheap. Shouldn't need to add any breadcrumbs either. We'll see how well that works out. Press. Do I have a clean fork? Of course I don't have one ready. That one's not ready. Ugh. Ah! Where's Mr. Gimp when you need him? Mr. Gimp works 9 to 5. Someone's got to pay for all this stuff. And really, if you had a Gimp, why would you leave him locked in the box? Get that bitch out in the street. Get out in that street, Mr. Gimp. 2 left. With only this much egg, I'm barely having luck covering this one. Ooh, I could smell the cheese cooking off. It smells so good. And see, that amount of Crisco was not too much. It's just right. The more oil, the harder it is for it to cool down. I skipped the flour. You stupid. Why are you so stupid? There you go. This is the end of the line anyway, so. Oh my god, the mess I'm making is just biblical. Can I get any out of this? Anything at all? Let's see what I can get to stick. And those need to be flipped right now. Oh god. Oh god. You can start to see the brown around the edges. That's why you put a high amount of oil in there. Or Crisco. Alright, there's two. That's done, that's done. The counter's done. Let's just get this shit The end is always the worst. Unfold, lay. Just like the ladies. Now, the second side takes less time than the first side. That's a rule. Actually got pretty decent coverage on that. Time to get rid of these gloves. That's a good and terrible feeling at the same time. And now is a good time to invest in Clorox wipes for cleaning up the goddamn disaster you've just caused. Once you get the chunk of it off, you can go and sponge clean your hands. Dirty and chickeny, eggy. The flour you've got to dump, because you obviously put raw chicken in it. And of course my garbage pail is over the top, like that great movie. And those are probably done. Do I have a place to put them? A cooling rack would be nice. That doesn't count. Be more prepared than I am. Have more counter space than I do. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. If you had a cooling rack, it would be better. Just like a metal rack you could put over something that could drip the oil out of these. It's not thick enough. Try to grab it from a part where you know it's not going to fall off. This is done. It also has to be dumped out. Oh my god. Alright. Down. Now keep an eye on this, because you're going to be taking out Crisco when you remove those, you've taken out some of the Crisco. And if you need to add more, you want to do it sooner rather than later, because if this gets too thin, you're going to run out of options. That's all getting tossed. Anything that touched chicken has to be tossed. If I do say so myself, those look fucking phenomenal. Oh, they're hot. They're mildly hot. See, not a lot of grease coming off those. It's perfect. They're crispy. Oh, God. Mmm. Yes. That was very hot, by the way. So that's how you do it. That's the result. Wow, those are good. Enough of this video. It's too long already. I got a mess to clean up.